Hello, welcome back to the 12 days of transforming reviews. And yeah, we're now going to get into actual Hasbro related stuff. And you can kind of see my reflection there, but today's review will be the Amazon exclusive Nemesis Prime from the Power of the Primes line. And as you can see, I have the twins Orion and Prima here with me on this review. I'll just put them off to the side here so we can take a look at Nemesis Prime himself. Now then, again, he looks more or less like a repaint of the Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime. Of course, he's Nemesis Prime, that's mostly what he is, but there are a few additional things that were added to this because the box this thing came in was a little bigger than most leader class boxes. Now then, it comes with these two blasters. Sadly, I would have liked if they could just peg in over here somewhere, giving it more of that Armada feel, because these are basically referencing the Armada Nemesis Prime. But no, what you have to do is go all mask on it and flip out these panels, or you could just say Spy Hunter or any other secret weapon flipping toy or media, I don't know. Regardless, they just peg into the little holes on these panels, which I think were added in for this. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's how the instructions tell you you're supposed to store it. And also for storage, you have his Darksaber, which is something more akin to, what's his name? Scourge from the original RID. And that just plugs in right there. And then finally, his fourth accessory, yes. He has roughly the cannons, the sword, the standard gun that was with the original Optimus Prime, and Giza. Oh wait, I got him mistransformed here. Giza was the name of the mini-con for Nemesis Prime for Armada. So yeah, we got this little mechanical bird thing, and he also transformed because we have to transform him for the storage. Basically, we fold in his arms, fold that up, and he turns into another sword, which plugs into the Darksaber right there. And that is how you store all the weapons on this guy. So we're going to take the trailer out of the picture for just a little bit, and we're going to take a look at the cab itself. Now you may notice something. You can see that I have the arms posted in here. Now then, a lot of people are saying that it's supposed to be like this for when you have it transformed. However, the actual instructions say it should be like this. Now then, I think this was actually a fan mode that Hasbro latched onto, because I see a lot of reviewers have it like this. But again, the instructions say have it like that, and I'm not going to tab it in right now because we are going to transform him into robot mode. Well, okay, before I do robot mode, we have to show off the, of course, matrix. Because yes, just like the original, he has a matrix, and I'm not taking this thing out. This thing is a pain in the butt to get back in when you take it out. But again, if you're inclined to, you can just take out the core and put in a Prime Master or a Titan Master if you really feel like being weird. So anyway, just like Optimus Prime, we pop out the legs here. Sorry, I got this thing incorrect. We take these panels, pop them up, fold them back like so. Now we fold in the arms, twist it like so, fold out the fist. Same on the other side, make sure it's clipped in. You take the legs, fold them down. We fold out the feet. Make sure that the legs are rotated properly forward. fold up the chest plate, and fold up the head. I do not recall what this mode is called. I think they said Nemesis packs. Don't quote me on that. I don't think that's the actual name for him, but let's just raise the camera up a bit so we can get a better look at this guy. Yeah. I'd say Nemesis pack sounds good, but I don't think that's the official name. I'll have to check the instructions to be sure. But yeah, it's basically Orion packs with the Nemesis Prime color scheme and a new head sculpt. Unfortunately, my camera can't zoom, so you can't see it too well, but it's more of a Decepticon-looking head sculpt that looks more like an evil Optimus Prime. It doesn't look like the Orion Pax head. Now then, of course, he has accessories, which I'm going to have to hold off showing because, quite frankly, I would have to actually transform the trailer in order to get to the accessories. Or at least the cannons, anyway. But you can hold the swords, at least. Just pegs in right there. As I said, I'm not going to get the blaster out because the blaster is required to hold the trailer together. And speaking of the trailer, let's get the trailer, the Prime armor, transformed. So you're supposed to take these off. I can transform it just well, leaving them in, but you are going to have to switch the pegs in order for it to actually work. So we're going to untab this whole thing, take out the blaster, which just pop that apart. We're going to make sure to untab these panels over here and fold them up. We don't want to fold this up all the way just yet. This panel has to stay down just a little. I'm going to fold this around like so until we get it all the way forward. Close this panel up here. Now, the reason why we don't want this down all the way is because we need to fold this, and there is a slot that snaps in. And we take the cannon and just plug it in, facing the different position, and we flip out the smokestack. Let's do the same with the other side. Just all the exact same steps as before. And we have the upper torso. Now we need to do the lower legs, which we have to fold back these sections, which will be the feet. We'll untab the legs. We'll fold this section back, fold this section back, this section down, and just wrap it around, filling in the gap of his leg and straighten the knee. And of course we do the same to the other side. And as you can see, a nice cohesive Prime armor. And finally we take the trailer hitch and just fold it all the way into the body. And let's get his other cannon on for good measure. Finally, we're going to take Orion Pax here, take out his weapons. What we're going to do, fold down the torso, fold in the head, fold out the combined head, which is going to be a little tricky to get out. I'm going to have to get this off camera for a second so I can get the head out like so. I'm going to fold in the arms just partially. I'm going to fold the torso back in, and we're going to fold the legs in like so. We got to flip them around, and this tab goes into the chest like so. Not sure how much I got that on camera. I hope I got most of that on camera there. Yeah, I need to get this off camera so I can see where the other tab is, because it's a little hard to get the tab in place. And there is the core unit, which will just plug into the back like so. Gonna check to make sure everything's lined up, because it's got to lock into place. Okay, And are we done? Okay, everything is locked in, and there we have Nemesis Prime in his full glory. And as you can see, we have the two guns here, which just combine to make the main rifle. And here's the big problem with this thing. You see these two swords? There is no way to store these on the main body whatsoever. It can't be done because the original molding was not made to store those guns, to store the swords. However, you can take the gun and peg it into the Nemesis Orion fist and kind of sling it over his shoulder like that. So if you want to have them displayed, you would have to choose either the swords or the gun. Sadly, that's just the case. Now then, again, you can open the chest to reveal the matrix, but it is extremely hard because the wheels from the panels catch on the bottom rim here, which is a problem I've also had with Rodimus Uchronus. His chest plate just does not like to cooperate. You can see he's got the dead matrix, I think they call it, in there, but again, I would not remove it unless you absolutely have to, and it's really hard to get the panels back into place like they're supposed to. He has some nice articulation. I'm just skimming over this because I gotta shoot 12 of these in a single night. So you can get him in some really nice poses. I'm gonna try to balance him a bit so he doesn't topple over into the very fragile figurines behind him. Now then, for an Amazon exclusive figure, this guy was pretty good. But then again, they had Punch Counterpunch, they had Repugnus. There are some pretty good Amazon exclusives that they did for Power of the Primes. And this one's actually cheaper than a leader class, because this thing was like $5 less than a leader class in stores. Regardless, that is my review of the Power of the Primes Amazon exclusive Nemesis Prime. I'm sorry if I skimmed over the articulation and whatnot, but again, I'm trying to shoot 12 of these back to back as fast as I can. So I hope to see you again in the next review. Bye!